We are so excited to finally show you guys this video. If you missed it, we just put up our full elopement video, and so we are so excited to share that, as well as just a few of these vlogs and stories behind the process of what 2020 and wedding planning during a pandemic looked like for us.
No fun.
But God gets the glory through it, right, babe?
Yes.
There was so much that we learned, and it's gotten us to where we are now, so.
For sure.
Well, yes, I feel like I'm gonna try to keep this intro short and sweet because I kind of, in the vlogs, like explained a lot of where our heart was at during that time. But yes, as you know, we are pregnant and expecting a baby now, so this is kind of like just a video that I wanted to put up and show you guys about just this whole story that has now, like I said, gotten us to where we are now. But I truly just pray that, you know, whatever situation you are walking through, whether it looks discouraging, is very unknown, just know that God is working in it. And I found this quote actually as I was, you know, going through the footage and making these videos, because I actually wanted to put them together a while ago, but I had some just complications with where the footage was on what computer and stuff. So it's kind of fun that we now get to post these, and our honeymoon video is also going to be coming soon, so stay tuned for that. The quote was, and I don't know where I found this, but it was, "We want to use God to change our circumstances, but God uses our circumstances to change us." And that is truly what I feel like happened during that whole process. And we went and eloped after everything, so spoiler alert, but it was the best decision ever and the most magical day. And now, God willing, in a year we will get to have a new day with family and friends and with our baby that we did not get to have. So we are just so excited and so thankful, and we pray that our story can encourage you and inspire you as well in whatever you are walking through. My fingers are freezing off, but you get to marry you. I get to marry my best friend and love of my life. Oh my gosh. Wedding dress shopping for the first time. A little home videoer. We don't know if we're having a wedding reception on August 1st, 2020. But what we do know is that we are getting married that day, huh, babe?
Yes.
Because we're so ready, and we just cannot wait for that day. It's gonna be so special. And on that day, exactly, it'll be 7.5 years that we've been dating. Okay, so today is May 1st, 2020, and what did we just get done doing, babe?
Engagement pictures.
Yeah, and exactly how many months from today are we getting married?
3. And to pictures taken by Trey. Ooh.
Yep. So I've worked for Chelsea and Steven for almost 2 years now, and so they just took our engagement photos, and it was so fun. We had a great time.
Yes.
I think they're gonna turn out super cute. And we've never had like professional photos taken of us, so we're really gonna cherish those. But yeah, that was so fun. Manny's been saying since we just got done, like, that he didn't want it to be over, and it went by so fast, and that it was so fun. So I think that's what you want a guy to be saying after your engagement photos.
Yes, I can't wait to see what they look like.
Yeah. Yes! The bride-to-be. Hey! Cheers to the Chavez Casa, which is how many days away?
15 days away.
We are officially 15 days away from being Mr. and Mrs. Chavez. So, what'd you make us?
Made us a little bit of, we made a cocktail. And here we go.
Okay.
We want to do a little cheers. Cheers.
I just wanted to take a vlog because we haven't taken like any since we were moving in to this place, like, or you were moving in back in May. And to be honest, life has been quite the blur this year. But like,
say the least.
even thinking back to when we were moving in here, so much has happened since then. Just to document it, tonight we met up with our pastor, Brian, who's our friend and just so awesome, and just brought us back down to like just a meeting point of like grace and truth and what matters amidst all of this craziness, which we had already come to individually, but then just like meeting up with him again and being 15 days away from our wedding date, it's just all real, and it's all so just a lot of emotions and like just so ready, you know? And so yeah, that's where we're at. So long story short, we've been dating since high school, and
we're on a date right now.
Yeah, we're at a date. We're on a date over drinks, and we just thought we'd discuss. So we've been through lots of life seasons together
In the short amount of time. Well,
over those okay, so
yes.
August 1st is our wedding date. We're all over the place. And that's gonna be 7.5 years exactly. Over these 7.5 years, we've had a lot of different seasons of life, but none like this one. And this season in specific was finally gonna be the season where we got married, we get married, we get to move in together and just become husband and wife after all this time. We're still recording, right? Yeah. And so yeah, but amidst all of this, coronavirus hit back in March, a few months into being engaged and a few months into wedding planning. And long story short, when that hit, we both just really clung to the fact that, okay, no matter what, we feel that God is still gonna have us get married on 8/1, August 1st, no matter what. Like, we didn't know what that looked like, and we had hope that we were still gonna be able to have the whole big wedding with family and friends. But here we are, July.
July what?
Well, it's
16th.
July 16th now, but back in like the beginning of July, the coronavirus blew up again. So back in May, it was getting better, and we were like, okay, proceed with the wedding plans. We were stressed to the max, working full time, trying to get all the details finalized, and literally as I was sending out the invites was when everything was back again in our county. And it was like, this can't happen, like, we don't feel right. And I was just like, wow, like, no bride has ever had to go through these specific circumstances besides this year. So I've just been trying to see how much I can grow and learn through it. And then as a couple, we've just been like, really feel like called by God that like, okay, this is just another piece of our story. He's already given us a story to share, super unique one. And this is just another piece of it, you know? And if that's what he's giving us, then we have something to share, because that day hasn't happened yet, but it's going to, and we're gonna have something to share. But yeah, just like emotional from how much peace we have about it. Just knowing like at the end of the day, what matters is our foundation with God and marriage, and not the actual wedding details, because actually those wedding details were driving us away from what actually mattered. So yeah, we're just better versions of ourselves when we're not under that stress. And I think leading up to marriage, that's what we want to be, is our best versions individually, so that for each other we can be even better. So
growth.
Yeah, so we don't know where we're gonna go elope, but we're gonna be praying about it in the next few hours. But yeah.
When you get weary,
We are 11 days away from our wedding day. Today we officially found out where we're going to be getting married. And it's so exciting. It's going to be so special. And it's nothing like we ever thought. But that's just how God is working through this. And we couldn't be more excited. We're so at peace. And this is all just so peace driven. And yeah. Okay, I am just sitting here and it's a vow writing day for me. I just like am really feeling all the feels. Okay, I'm feeling all the feels, and I just tried to take this video and I could not like say a sentence that made sense, because this stuff is powerful, and what God's been revealing to me throughout the last few months has been super powerful. And I truly feel like if he's giving me this story, and this is what the picture is becoming of our wedding day, then we're supposed to share it. Or why not share it? Because it could touch someone else and help them if they're also going through maybe something not quite the same, but something similar, because we're all facing worldly circumstances that are going on that obviously a lot of us have never faced before when planning a wedding. There's already so much that goes into a wedding, and then to add COVID and the unknown of everything with that on top of it, I've learned so much. And so that's really what I think I want to dive into, is just how much God has revealed to me. And to be honest, it hasn't been the prettiest, but he's been so faithful to like continue to work on my heart. I've learned a lot through this process of being engaged and planning a wedding. To add on top of it, Manuel and I have been dating for, it'll be 7.5 years on our wedding date. I'm so thankful that there's so much. I'm so thankful that God really just spoke to our hearts that no matter what, this was the time that he had prepared us to become husband and wife. This was going to be the time, that was the day, this is the year that our hearts are ready. He has provided, and it is just our time to become husband and wife. Throughout all those years dating, this is the time. And I think that's been awesome to like reflect back on too, is because I've noticed I can like say, oh my gosh, we should have just got married like a year or two ago or 3 at this point with all this craziness going on, like that would have been okay type of thing. But when I really sit back and reflect on where our hearts were, the growth that we both needed to have individually and then together, especially with God, we then now have the time that we are in right now. For such a time as this, he has us getting married this year. So with that, we've both just clung to the fact that no matter what, we were gonna get married on August 1st. And so when COVID hit in March and everything, we just both knew that, and I was just so thankful that we were both on the same page with that. So then, you know, we would just have conversations like, oh my goodness, you know, we'd both be down to like do whatever it takes like to still make it happen. Obviously months out at that point, we didn't know what that would mean. We were still holding out hope that, oh, like the summer, the virus won't last, like things will be back to normal by then. It can't last the entire half of the year. I don't know if I'm focused. There we go. So those were kind of our thoughts, but ultimately the whole time we were like, we're down to go elope if we need to. But we started opening back up at the end of May. I got to go on my bachelorette trip. So at that point, we like ordered invites. It was like, okay, this is happening. June was a month. The invites are completely delayed, an entire month. Shipping out an entire month delayed. They don't get here till the end of June, okay? So the entire month of June, I'm working full-time, he's working full-time. We're like, okay, 2 months out from our wedding date, this, and that on the to-do list. I hit my breaking point. He realized everything I was sharing with him, like he was, okay, I keep getting cut off because I need to clear off my SD card on my camera. But I'm just trying to document everything in my head right now. So it was about that time that we realized at the end of June where our hearts were, and not even joking, literally days, just a few days, like after we had, our invites, I remind you, were a month delayed. We get them sent out, or like prep them over the weekend. Literally that next like Monday or Tuesday, Manny comes to me and he's like, I can't envision it. I can't see it. It doesn't feel right. And in that moment I said, okay, I agree. That's all I needed because of what our world had gotten to over that whole month. Dating for that long, we've both met and been around so many awesome family and friends. And so we just got to a point where we're like, it wasn't easy to just say that and be like, okay, August 1st wedding isn't gonna happen the way we thought. And it kind of, it like wrenches the heart, but also we got to the point where we reminded ourselves of a few months back when we said, you know what, no matter what, we're gonna still get married that day. And God's gonna make a way, right? And so as we had to make that decision, it was like, oh my gosh, this is happening. The elopement that we said we would be down for, it's gonna happen. Like, God's providing that day for us in such a beautiful, different way. And when we realized that, we said, if we're still getting married that day, let's wait to have the big group of people that we want there and all of our wedding party, all of the things we've been planning, on a better date when things are safer, when there's not that socially awkwardness, like wearing masks, just all of it, right? So yeah, that's kind of the turning point. And throughout, we had just already had peace about it. But like, honestly, I didn't know like it was gonna be like this. I couldn't have said that we were actually gonna be going to elope, like, because it looked like it was gonna be on the up. And the crazy part is, we kind of were like more than okay with it. And I think that's the point that I want to talk about moving forward, was as I went through the wedding planning process, for me at least, and this is my opinion because this was my experience, especially because like we were both working, and like I'm the kind of person that really loves to be like present with who I'm with in my day and like what I get to spend my time doing. And so when that was consumed by like all of these details and all of this to-do list to make this one day, like, so obviously it's not going to be perfect, but just getting everything done before that day that needed to be done, it overwhelmed me. It made me not the best version of myself. And this, like I said, this is my experience, because some personalities can handle it better. They thrive with that kind of thing. For me, I just learned a lot about myself, that I'm not the best version of myself when I'm under that pressure, when I'm handling and balancing all of these things and feel spread thin. To be honest, like, that's just the honest truth, was that I was not the best version of myself. And it really made me dive deep into my heart and realize, Lainey, like, you're preparing to be a wife in 2 months. Is this really, like, what, are you preparing to be a wife, or are you preparing for this wedding day with all these details? And I realized my time was going all towards the to-do list for this day, and it wasn't going towards, like, reading my Bible, reading You and Me Forever book from our awesome pastor. Like, I wasn't doing the things with my time to prep to be a wife. And that's where I find my joy and my like fullness of heart, is when like I'm like, oh, like finally I get to reflect on these 7.5 years of such a beautiful love story that God has given us. So unique, right? And it deserves that time of reflection and that preparation time. And so I just wanted to document this, that I told someone the other day, I'm at the best possible place leading up to be a wife that I think I could have ever been. And that's all from God. Because if it would have went the other way, I would have been all in on all the details and what would have got pushed to the side like it already was, preparing my heart. And so I've literally just set my heart to be intentional. I shut down my shop for an entire month. So I'm like in the middle of that month right now. And for the past 2 weeks, I've been like staying at my sister's house who just had a baby. So I've got to like literally like live with my little nephew for a little bit, and I've just been embracing the times that I won't get back. So like these times with my parents, I got to go get coffee with them this morning. Like that's very unheard of. If you know my dad, he is constantly like working so hard, and so we just like got to go to town and have coffee. And so I'm just realizing life is in these little moments, and I knew my heart needed that leading up to this special day that Manny and I are gonna have literally on Saturday. And so yeah, that's where I'm at. That's what this has been, and all I see through it is God's grace. And I was looking back on my camera roll last night, and I had taken like a venting little video about kind of this thing that I was learning about wedding planning and how it didn't vibe with my personality. And I was saying like I would highly recommend eloping to anyone at this point, and at that point we weren't eloping. And so now to see that I'd specifically said that out of my mouth, and God like provided this new story and path for August 1st, like it's just so crazy and so cool. And so once we made that decision at the beginning of July, we had to let all of our guests know. It went so smooth. Everyone was so understanding, such a blessing. And yeah, everything else fell into place. Literally so much weight lifted off of our shoulders. We finally felt like we could be ourselves in preparation, and it's just been beautiful. It's been beautiful, and we've both gotten to just reflect. I've gone through letters and pictures and little notes, and there's been so much beauty over these 7 years that God has brought us through. And like I said in the beginning, we weren't ready a few years ago. We weren't ready a year ago. We weren't ready a few months ago. We are ready now. And I think there's so much beauty in that. And God has led us through to this point. I'm speaking for myself especially. I know my heart, and I know He's led me to this place to just be more than ready. So yeah, I just want to like praise His name that even through this storm and these circumstances of COVID affecting weddings, there can still be such a beautiful story. And I have just been realizing, though it doesn't look like our plans that we thought was going to be August 1st, God's plans are always greater. And obviously it's still 2 days away, so God willing, this is going to happen. But truly, I can't wait to come back and say how spectacular it was. Okay, we've officially reached the day before our wedding day, and we both are just so excited. And we just like, this week has been going by so slow, but also we've just been finalizing the last few things. I have a bunch of stuff packed up to just take to the new house and for our honeymoon after we get married tomorrow. So yes, I'm wearing my LA shirt in honor of my last day being Lady Elves. And I'm also leaving my house, my home, but luckily we won't be moving too far, so we'll be back. It's wedding day! Hey! Oh my gosh.
Finally.
We're breaking all the wedding day rules. We're together on our wedding morning. It's been the best. We had coffee together, we cried together, we prayed together, and we packed up the truck because we're going to be leaving soon. Trying to take it all in. It's so crazy that the day is finally here. Yeah, our entire relationship, it's just been So much reflecting, so much blessing and favor from God, and yeah. So I'm about to head to go get my makeup done, and then we are going to head to the coast. Where's the love of my life? There he is.
Ooh, baby!
Okay, say your words.
I'm so excited. Can't wait to marry my best friend. Today's the day we've been waiting for so long. Thank you. Finally.
Woo!
Finally.
Okay, so I am back with my makeup done.
Me too.
This guy went and picked up our gorgeous flowers. We will show them soon. And he got everything finalized, packed up. We are literally driving out of our driveway right now. The next time we come back, I'll live here officially. I don't have to say bye to you, baby.
Yes. Finally. Oh, your FedEx didn't come.
Ah, dang it. I'm sad now.
Why?
I'm sad.
Why?
Because I had surprises supposed to be shipped and they were delayed shipping and now they're not here in time. But I get to marry you, so.
That's the best part.
Okay. Okay, we just pulled into Mendocino and I have my makeup done. I've been like trying to hope that it lasts, but Megan did such a good job that I know it's gonna last all day, all night. So we're in awe of God. He completely provided this day for us. We were driving from Fort Bragg to Mendocino and we were just like, this is gorgeous. The sun was peeking through. It's like so clear out in the sky right now. It's the cutest, quaint town. I've been here like once or twice, but I don't know, we just felt like this was the place. We knew we wanted to elope at the coast, and so it couldn't be more perfect. This little town is so cute. Manny just went into our bed and breakfast to see what the scoop is. Yeah, we're gonna get checked in and get in the room and sort of like get ready. And then we're gonna like at some point separate from each other and then do a first look when we're both ready. And yeah, so it's happening. Okay, so we just did our first look. My baby looks the most handsome guy. That doesn't make sense. We're freaking out. We're headed to our location to become husband and wife. Woo!
Finally.
Elopement for life. Good morning.
Another sneeze
Salud.
attack. Okay, so honestly, I love to have sneeze attacks. I don't know if that's weird. It feels good to me.
Dang,
I love it.
I was gonna check in as Mrs. Chavez. Reporting as Lainey Chavez. Yes. Oh my goodness, we are married. He's still sneezing.
Babe, how many times did I sneeze the other day? A lot.
A lot. Okay, so we're about to go drive past where we got married last night. It's been a dream. It was so magical and we've just been taking it all in. We're in the cute little quaint town of Mendocino. We woke up this morning. We're able to like walk to coffee. It was so quiet and peaceful. It's just, God truly blessed us with this intimate time. He's still sneezing.
Oh man.
As far as marriage goes, do you have anything to say, Sneezer?
First day, being married, and marriage.
Don't play it cool, babe. You know.
I'm not. Okay, how could you say I'm playing it cool?
Because you're not saying anything.
Well, I cried when I was talking to you last night.
Yeah, we said vows and
Yeah, you don't get that in your
super
video,
special.
huh?
Okay, so we're gonna drive by. This is where we were last night. And God blessed us with this beautiful masterpiece sunset. It was so amazing. This is where we were last night. We were out on this cliff. And then we just turned the corner over here. We got into Stephen and Chelsea's van, we turned the corner, and we went to a new spot for sunset. But now we'll always be able to come back here and know that we got married there. And never, ever, ever would I have imagined we would be those people that were getting married in a public place and everyone says congratulations as you're walking by. And
That was pretty cool.
it was so exhilarating. Really cold and shaking and nervous and so many emotions. There it was.
Right there.
But yes, we are married. Ah, show us your ring, baby. Looks so good. Okay, gonna go adventure.